The forum will begin with the opening remarks, of course, by Dr. Tan See Leng, Minister for Manpower and Second Minister for Trade and Industry of Singapore, and Mr. Francesco La Camera, Director General of the International Renewable Energy Agency. It is with pride and pleasure at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, that I invite Dr. Tan See Leng on stage to deliver his opening remarks. Dr. Tan, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Director General Francesco La Camera, Deputy Director General Ms. Gauri Singh, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, once again, a very good afternoon to everyone. I'm pleased to open the inaugural Singapore International Renewable Energy Agency IRENA High-Level Forum, held in conjunction with the 14th Singapore International Energy Week. I would like to offer my appreciation to all ministers, representatives of international organizations, and industry leaders who have accepted our invitation to be part of this inaugural forum. The theme for this forum is investing in an inclusive and just clean energy transition. And this comes at a timely moment for the region and for the world. The rise in gas, coal, and electricity prices in recent months have brought to the fore various challenges in navigating the energy transition. Today's forum presents an excellent opportunity for policymakers and industry leaders to come together to discuss how we can channel investments towards a timely energy transition. There is an urgent need to mobilize investments to boost the energy transition. The IRENA's 2021 World Energy Transitions Outlook, or WETO, highlights that the world will need more than a twofold increase in energy sector investments to support the global energy transition, from $1.8 trillion in 2019 to $4.4 trillion per annum by 2050. According to the IEA, the International Energy Agency, investments in clean energy must triple by 2030 if we hope to effectively combat climate change. In addition, the Asian Development Bank estimates that Southeast Asia alone would require some $3.1 trillion of green infrastructure investments by 2020. Now, that is just 9 years away. Here in Singapore, we're doing our part to invest in the energy transition. The Monetary Authority of Singapore, MAS, Green Finance Action Plan supports efforts to scale up finance to meet Asia's low-carbon transition needs. Initiatives include schemes to support the mainstreaming of green and sustainable financing, the establishment of green finance centers of excellence, and Project Greenprint to harness technology and data to support the green finance ecosystem. We are also working towards the development of carbon market initiatives in Singapore. One such initiative is Climate Impact X, which is a joint initiative by Temasek, by the Development Bank of Singapore, the Singapore Stock Exchange, SGX, and Standard Chartered Bank. The Singapore government has set aside 55 million Singapore dollars, which is equivalent to about $40 million for the Low Carbon Energy Research, or LCER, funding initiative. This initiative supports research, development, and demonstration projects in low-carbon energy technologies such as hydrogen and carbon capture, utilization, and storage, or CCUS for short, through 2025 to reduce Singapore's carbon emission. While countries seek to accelerate the energy transition, we need to ensure that this transition is inclusive and also just. This means we must not lose sight of creating good jobs for our people and equipping them to seize these opportunities, especially in the clean energy sector. For Singapore, we currently rely on natural gas, which is the cleanest form of fossil fuel, for more than 95% of our power generation. Given our limited access to renewable energy, natural gas will continue to be an important energy source in the energy transition for Singapore until alternative low-carbon generation technologies are commercially feasible. Today, many of our workers in the energy sector have backgrounds in electrical and power engineering and possess technical skill sets which are transferable from traditional power generation to renewable energy or low-carbon technology projects. This positions our workers well to take on new challenges in these sectors, as well as become part of an inclusive energy transition where no worker is left behind. We will also continue to equip our workforce with the necessary skills to access good job opportunities through various manpower development initiatives. In particular, the industry-led Centralized Training Institute for Energy Professionals, the Singapore Institute of Power and Gas, or SIPG, offers relevant courses to help workers upskill and reskill to meet the evolving needs of the sector. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, it is crucial that we continue to harness technology as a key enabler in accelerating our clean energy transition. Technology advancements open up a whole new myriad of possibilities, especially in terms of renewable energy potential. In Singapore, recent developments in geothermal technology, such as advanced geothermal systems, or AGS, which harness heat from deep, dry rock, may allow Singapore to harness geothermal energy at greater depths with minimal impact to environment and to safety. With support from the NRF, the National Research Foundation of Singapore, the Energy Market Authority of Singapore is working closely with the Nanyang Technological University and various agencies to study and determine the geothermal resource potential in Singapore. NTU, the Nanyang Technological University, the NTU, and the agencies aim to establish preliminary findings by the end of next year, that's 2022. If deemed viable, Singapore could potentially adopt geothermal energy and further lower our power sector's carbon emissions. Now, advancements in technologies coupled with the declining costs have enabled policymakers and industry leaders to significantly advance the role of renewables in the global energy systems. According to IRENA, in the past year alone, 260 gigawatts of renewables-based generation capacity had been added globally. This is 4 times more than the capacity added from other fossil fuel-based sources. Singapore is keen to accelerate the development and the deployment of emerging low-carbon alternatives, such as hydrogen and CCUS, to support the energy transition. I look forward to gathering more insights from everyone on all of these issues from all of you, again, at today's forum. Director General La Camara, Deputy Director General Singh, Honorable Ministers and Excellencies, today's forum is a step in the right direction towards an inclusive and just clean energy transition. In particular, we are appreciative of IRENA's strong support in ASEAN's energy transition and many capacity building initiatives under the ASEAN Plan of Action for Energy Cooperation, or APAEC. Over the last few years, ASEAN and IRENA have developed and deepened energy cooperation significantly since the signing of the ASEAN-IRENA Memorandum of Understanding in 2018 in Singapore. Building on the success of this inaugural Singapore-IRENA high-level forum, I'm pleased to note that both Singapore and IRENA will work towards hosting the second edition of the Singapore-IRENA high-level forum at Seoul next year, and also convening a special edition of the IRENA Investment Forum in Singapore, likely in 2023. Through these platforms, ladies and gentlemen, we aim to foster more robust, high-level discussions towards strengthening access to renewable energy finance and low-carbon solutions across Asia. I am confident that today's forum will provide excellent thought leadership on the clean energy transition and also contribute to the upcoming COP26 conference in Glasgow. With that, may I now invite Director General La Camera to give his opening remarks. Director General La Camera, please. Thank you.
Your Excellencies, Minister Dr. Tan See Leng. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues and friends. I am honored to join you today for the inaugural Singapore-IRENA High-Level Forum. I'd like to extend my sincere gratitude to the Energy Market Authority and Ministry of Industry and Trade for their exceptional support and collaboration for this important forum. Singapore has not only shown the world how a country with limited resources can become one of the most advanced economies, but it's also proven to be a leader in global sustainability efforts. Moreover, with its COVID management efforts, it demonstrated its strong resilience to challenges, and hosting the Singapore International Energy Week 2021 is a perfect example of this. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am very pleased to see so many high-level representatives and stakeholders who are the true global climate and sustainability leaders. Leaders who fundamentally understand that the choice made today will shape the future of our energy system, of our economies, of our society, and our planet forever. A lot has happened in the past few years, and we are facing the new normal, as some would say. As we all know, the energy sector has been hit hard by the pandemic. However, despite the economic slowdown and pandemic challenges, global renewable energy capacity addition in 2020 beat earlier estimates and all previous records. The world added more than 260 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity during a pandemic year, accounting for more than 80% of all new capacity addition. A truly remarkable accomplishment. Even with the challenges and the uncertainty of 2020, renewable energy emerged as a source of undeniable optimism for an achievable, feasible, more equitable, resilient, clean, and just future. Moreover, the global renewable energy capacity addition in 2020 provide a very clear forecast of where future energy investment will be made. We stand on the precipice of a decade of climate action, and renewables energy instrumental role has only just begun. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier this year, IRENA released its comprehensive and holistic World Energy Transition Outlook, which provides a pathway to avert us away from the climate crisis and towards a resilient and more equitable world. IRENA considers electrification and energy efficiency to be the main decarbonization drivers, enabled by renewables, green hydrogen, and sustainable biomass. Meeting CO2 reduction targets by 2050 will require a combination of technology and innovation to advance the energy transition and to improve carbon management. But no one entity can do this alone. That is why supportive and proactive policies, as well as international cooperation to guarantee energy availability and access, are simply crucial. The World Energy Transition Outlook also shows that a renewable-based transition will unlock a range of global socioeconomic benefits, including a 1.2% improvement of economic growth and 0.9% higher employment up to 2050, whilst also addressing the short-term needs of a post-pandemic recovery. IRENA estimates that between now and 2050, over 80% of $131 cumulative energy investment must be channeled to energy transition technologies. Let us be honest with one another. This pathway is daunting, yet it is achievable. 2020's addition of 26 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity during a pandemic year exemplifies this. Global capital is moving. We see financial market and investors shifting capital to viable and sustainable assets. Furthermore, major economies accounting for over half of global CO2 emissions are turning carbon neutral, including several countries in this region. ASEAN set an ambitious target of 23% of total primary energy supply coming from renewables by 2025. In this region, several countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore have pledged to achieve net zero or to be carbon neutral by the second half of the century. In addition, over 200 companies pledged net zero emission by 2040. Many of these companies, such as Siemens and Accenture, are also represented here at the Singapore International Energy Week. So, ladies and gentlemen, since IRENA inception, our members have asked us to be the global voice of renewables. 10 years later, we can see that our voice has been heard, loud and clear. IRENA's vision of the energy future is today mainstream, with renewables routinely at the center of both climate and development strategy. IRENA's global reach is what gives the agency its credibility and the privilege to support international cooperation across the gamut of energy transition challenges. Additionally, we are actively working with various partners, including the private sector, to provide a dynamic platform that drives action, comprehensive planning, holistic policymaking, and investment at scale. I am confident that this event will further enhance our collective ambition and enable countries to strengthen international cooperation toward an achievable, more sustainable and resilient future. I wish you all fruitful discussion and reiterate IRENA's readiness to partner with the region and beyond the transition to a low-carbon and climate-resilient future that is inclusive and just. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Director General. A great message, and that's received loud and clear as well, sir. Thank you very much.